Welcome to Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Damian Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D. So raise your irons up. Today, we rank the studio records from the one, the only, Iron Maiden.
All right, we're back. Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes, episode 9. This one we're talking Iron Maiden. We're going to run down the top Maiden records, all 16 of them. We're going to rank them and share our thoughts.
All right, guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Mike, you there, buddy?
I'm here, bud. What's up, man?
Damo?
What's up, Dame?
All right, what's up?
All right, so let's get into this Iron Maiden thing. At number 16, Virtual XI. Came out in 1998.
11,
yeah, Virtual 11.
you're not going with those Roman noodles.
No.
Roman noodles.
I love me some Roman noodles. Okay, we're just going to leave that in there. Fuck it. All right, guys, at number 16, Virtual 11. It came out in 1998. Damo, what you got?
Yeah, well, this is the second one with the second and last one with Blaze. The opening track I really liked. That was a single. I remember when it came out, Future Real. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like Blaze, but I just really don't like this record. I mean, there's nothing really memorable about it. Nothing really stood out except, you know, the opening track, Future Real. But, you know, there's a reason why it's ranked last.
Yeah, definitely. Mike D, what you got for Virtual 11?
I was bitching at the first track to just let's go on with this shit because this just isn't Iron Maiden. Not Iron Maiden to me. Bad production. Just let's move on. Let's go.
I don't know. Virtual 11. It's the last album plays Bailey. Coolest thing about it's probably the album cover. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And they did something like they had like a football field, you know, soccer, I guess you could say for us. And they were doing something with the World Cup or something crazy like that because they're all big soccer fans over there, or football fans as they would call it. But to me, the only song that I really thought was any good was the Klansman song. That was about the only.
Yeah, and I think I was written about Braveheart.
Braveheart, yeah, that's what I read. Yep.
Yeah,
it was written about like kind of like a Braveheart kind of theme.
Right.
I mean, the album's better produced than X Factor, but it's my problem with both of the Blaze records is, it's a shame, is Blaze got a good voice. He's a good singer. It's just the vocal production. You figure it was the 90s, so the vocal mixes, you know, how everybody changes their way they mix things. You know, the 80s had a lot of reverb. The 90s, everything was up front, you know? And even now, everything's squashed down. Everything is, you know, wall-to-wall sound where it's almost too much, you know? So, yeah, I just think it was bad production. Bad production. Songs were okay. Nothing memorable. Definitely the worst Iron Maiden record.
Yeah.
We all agree. I think we all put that for that.
I think I had it switched, believe it or not.
Yeah. He had X Factor, which is not that far behind right now. So let's move on to number 15, the X Factor, 1995. Damo, what you got?
I really like this one. I mean, when it came out, I was really into it. I still listen to it once in a while. But I remember it being like really dark. It's kind of like it's a real moody record. Man on the Edge, I like a lot because I love that movie. Falling Down.
Take it from the movie Falling Down. Yep.
Yeah,
with Michael Douglas.
Fortunes of War, I liked. Sign of the Cross, I liked. Which I saw them on the last tour, and they did Sign of the Cross, which sang it, which is, you know. Bruce. But yeah, I mean, his voice doesn't really. I mean, I like it. I like the record a lot, but his voice didn't really fit.
Yeah,
the band. You know, I mean.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
They could have found somebody better.
Yeah, they should have got. They should have got. I don't know what his last name is. Mike from Halloween.
Yeah. I think they said that he was like in the running for it. I don't know why. He would have been perfect. The guy.
That guy would have been perfect for him. No.
Michael Kiske. Yeah.
Michael Kiske. That's it. Yeah. What do you got, Mike?
Well, Damien said Falling Down because I felt like that movie after listening to this album because I felt like I wanted to shoot up the fucking city after listening to this piece of crap. Let me talk. It sounded like the album actually sounded like a freaking demo. And like Bert said with Bailey's voice, it was just oh, man, this was a disaster. Disaster.
For me, I actually like a lot of the songs on the record. The production falls a little flat for me. I think with a singer like even Bruce or Bailey, because Bailey's got a powerful voice, and it's just there wasn't enough, I don't want to say effects on his voice, but maybe more reverb. It was too dry, way too up front. It needs the Sign of the Cross. That kind of song needs to sound big, which they do live now, and it does sound great. It sounds big. And I think Blaze just caught a bad time. You know, I thought he caught some bad breaks with that because he's actually pretty good. And it's just the mix. And you know,
I'm not familiar with Wolfpain, so
yeah, he's been around for a while. And how do you replace Bruce? It's rough.
You can't.
Yeah,
one of the greatest singers of all time.
It was a great opportunity for him, but at the same time, you got to feel bad for him. You know,
yeah,
it's like that's big shoes to step into.
It's like he got the Gary Sharon.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Well, he made 2 albums. This guy, so.
Yeah, well, they're English. They're a little cooler than the Americans.
We'll give them a second chance. Yeah.
I did see them on this tour. They played the Electric Factory. That's how.
You seen them for the X Factor tour? No shit.
Yes, that was my first time seeing them, and Fear Factory opened up, which
really heavy band. Yeah.
Oh my god, they blew me away. It was the Demanufacture.
Yeah,
when that album came out.
That was a good one.
That was a real good one.
Yeah, that was great, man. And you know, Maine went on really late. I remember them going on maybe like it felt like 11 o'clock, like really late. And they played like a long set. I thought Blaze did a good job singing the Bruce material. I was like he doesn't sound like he has that range, but he did it, man.
Was it better live? Was it better live?
It was better live. Yeah. I mean, I was right up front too. I was like, you know, I was a teenager, and I was like, Electric Factory's general admission, so we were like one of the first people in line. So I was right up at the barrier. Right. And it was a great show. I mean, and like I said, I really did like the record. This wasn't the right fit, I don't think. You know?
I liked the record a lot. I think it was back in the day when you had like, I don't know if it was like the CD Walkman or something. So I would walk back and forth to my wife's house, which was my girlfriend then. And I would walk back and forth home, and I would listen to it constantly because that's what was in there. So maybe I kind of like it because you hear it so much, you know?
No.
There were some good songs on it.
No, I'm going to tell you exactly. Because if I would have bought this as a kid and I would have spent $30 on the 2 of these pieces of shits at the end of the list, I would have pulled them out of my CD player and threw them down the street. I wouldn't even have traded them. They've just been thrown down the fucking street to be run by cars. It's horrible. I
didn't like Virtual 11, but I think X Factor had a lot of good songs on it. Sign of the Cross is an amazing song.
Yeah. Fortunes of War, I like that one.
That's a good one.
There was
Blood on the World Hand. Blood on the World's Hand, I think, was on there.
Yeah.
These albums were my Adrian.
They're up Mike's ass.
They're up my fucking ass.
Too funny. So, Sign of the Cross, I think Blaze just caught a bad break. Pretty much, you know? All right, guys, let's move on to 14, 2003, Dance of Death. Damo, what you got?
I don't really have much. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like, the records after, like, the reunion album in, like, the 2000s, even up until recently, I don't know, man. They all kind of sound the same to me. There's really nothing that stood out. I remember on this one, I know Nico has, like, the only writing credit in his career.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it was like an acoustic song, mostly acoustic song. I forget.
Journeyman. Journeyman?
Yeah. Or no, New Frontier, I think.
New Frontier. I think Journeyman was the acoustic song.
The Journeyman, yeah. Okay.
That was the only acoustic song I think they ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you got, Mike? Anything for this one?
I mean, these next few, they were kind of like, I mean, they weren't terrible. It was just kind of there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much to say.
Yeah, you're going to hear us probably say that about the next few ones. I think we're all in agreement that it's not that they're bad. They're okay. They're just kind of like background music. It's like just nothing really. I mean, listen, I still want to hear an Iron Maiden record. You know, I'm okay with them still putting out stuff. They're still great musicians. The songs are just long, you know, and it's just like, it just sounds like instrumentals.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not that it sounds like a different band. It definitely sounds like them.
I
don't know. I mean, I was listening to it the past few days, like the newer records.
You get lost in it. Yeah.
I mean,
there were some cool parts.
Definitely.
I don't think they suck, but the songs are. maybe when I was like younger, but I just can't listen to like 6, 7, 8 minutes, 9-minute songs.
No,
I'm with
Anymore,
you. I'm with you on that now.
no, yeah, you're right. I mean, for Dance of Death, I thought it was okay. It's like a little poppier. I think it's some poppier songs on there. Wildest Dreams, I think, was on there. The Journeyman was on there. Look at my list here. New Frontier. I mean, they had a couple good songs. Rainmaker was okay. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was just okay. A little disappointing coming off of Brave New World because Brave New World was so good.
Yeah, that's right. That's the follow-up.
Yeah. So let's move on to number 13. Book of Souls came out in 2015. What you got, Damo?
It's the last one they put out. And
Yeah.
I remember that it was because of remember it was pushed back for a while because Bruce had tongue cancer, I think it was. He had some kind of cancer. But yeah, another one, man. Yeah. I remember that the single came out. I really did like it. I mean, I like a lot of stuff. It just, like we just talked about. I mean, nothing really long songs on the album. I mean, all these albums are good, great records. It's just, those newer records just didn't really stick out.
Yeah, man. What do you got, Mike?
Yeah, same thing. It's just, it's okay. It's just missing a lot of the meat and potatoes, and we can move on as far as I'm concerned.
Book of Souls, 92 minutes long. It's a long record.
That's long, yeah.
It's a long record.
I thought it was longer, but
it's Empire Clouds, 18 minute song. That's just way too much. I mean, back in the day, you would hear a band do like maybe a record that's kind of like that prog type band. They might have like 8 songs on the record, but side 1 is like 2 songs, because there's got these epic songs. But we said it before in the other podcast show. Is like, it's just sometimes too much is too much. I like the 40-minute, 45-minute records. You blast through them. You want to hear it again because it's over so quick. Kind of like a sitcom. It's like that. But I don't know. The Red, the Black was a good song. But it's not that it's bad. It's really good. Musicianship's incredible. Vocals are incredible. But all these albums at the end are interchangeable. It's hard, a little hard to get through, to be honest with you. A little hard to get through. So, I mean, we're going to zoom by to the next one. Number 12. What do we got here for number 12? I'm hitting the wrong mouse over here.
Final Frontier, we have.
Final Frontier, 2010.
Which I'm just going to copy and paste what I said.
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, one thing like I noticed with them is that, which is good, I guess, but like when a band, like an older band, like Maiden or Priest, they put out a new record, they'll play like a few songs. I mean, Maiden really pushes the album. Like they'll play like 5, 6 songs.
Yeah. You know what's weird?
Pisses people off, but
yeah, but that's cool. You know what I mean? So it's not the same boring thing. But you know what's weird, Dame, is that a band like Maiden, I love their earlier stuff, and then as it went on, I wouldn't say they got worse. They just got less interesting. Now, as far as a band like Priest's earlier stuff, I think is okay. I love Painkiller On. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. Yeah,
I'm like Judas Priest. I was like, they're okay. From Painkiller On, fucking better band.
They've changed. I mean,
I think Scott Travis was a big. Is it Scott Travis, the drummer, right?
Yeah,
is that his name? Yeah. He made the difference, I think.
Yeah, he gave him a big kick in the ass.
Oh my God, Painkiller On. They've gotten better. It's hard. Breaking the law, which was cool at the time. Now it's funny, but
Painkiller ripped your fucking face off.
Painkiller was great.
Yeah.
So anything from so I would say that Maiden digressed, and fucking Priest went over the top. I mean, the last album, same thing. Great.
Yeah, they've. Both bands have like evolved. They've changed, but Maiden they went a different way where it's like "Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner" was like a really long song, and it seems like all the more recent records are just like a lot of that. A lot of these epic songs.
It's not as special.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as special. Where Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner was special because of that, you know?
Yeah.
And the storytelling, you know, we'll get into it later on with all the good stuff. It's like the storytelling,
Yeah.
you know? What about that Janik Jers, whatever his name is? I'm glad they kept the sixth guy. I thought it was cool that they didn't get rid of him. I thought that was pretty awesome. But he fits maybe musically live? Does he fit?
Nah, man, and nobody really likes him. I mean, he prances around. I mean, some of the shit he does is cool, like, but it doesn't fit. Like
Too much. I don't mind showmanship, but a band like Maiden, you don't have to do shit. Let Bruce do his thing, and you guys just do what you do.
He's like over the top. He's way over the top.
It looks like he's dancing to another song, you know?
Yeah. He's almost like a ballerina with a guitar.
It's a bit too much, you know. It's like it's like always referencing back to Kiss. It's like Gene Simmons. I heard in an interview or Ace Frehley actually talking about Gene Simmons, telling him, going, you know, Richie Scarlett's great and all, but you're the guy. What's he doing up there? He's taking the show kind of deal.
Right, yeah.
You know, and same here, like Yannick, whatever your name is, just you're a good player. Just stay in your spot.
Know your role.
Know your role. That's right. The Rock says, know your role. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people share the same opinion.
I think so.
A lot of people. I mean,
well, Maiden's not that type of band, you know?
No.
They're about the big show, but it's not about themselves. It's about everything else around them.
Yeah, I mean, and they all run around and everything, but like I said, like Yannick is kind of like a ballerina, man.
He's dancing with the stars, Dane. Dancing with the stars.
Yeah.
He wants that trophy.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's the head bitch in charge. He wants the trophy. Yeah, I'm glad they kept him. I thought it was cool that they kept him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
but what the hell you doing?
They might like the way he danced. Who knows?
Twinkle Toes, McFingerbang, Twinkle Toes, McFingerbang. Twinkle Toes, ease up there, Freddie Flintstone, ease up. All right, guys, we're going to go to No Prayer for the Dying, 1990, Damo, what you got?
This is the first album with your boy, Yannick, on it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This album gets a bad rap, but I really like it. I mean, there's some good tunes on it. Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. I know, could be kind of cheesy, but it's catchy. And one thing I found out is that Bruce originally recorded, as like a solo track for Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5.
Yeah.
And Steve Harris really liked it, but I dug Tail Gunner, Holy Smoke, or a couple of the tracks I like. It's definitely the probably at the bottom of the the original era of the band.
Definitely. Mike, what you got for No Prayer for Dying?
I hated this at first. When I bought this when it first came out, and I'm somebody who listens to something, man, I hate this. I put it away, and maybe a few months later, listen to it again. And each time I listen to it, I really kind of hate it. Like Mother Russia was like the big standout track for me.
Yeah, it was.
And I don't know. Listening to it now again, I'm like, wow. I was like, you know what? It really was a pretty good album. I was like, there was more in there I liked. Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter was just, to me, cheese. So
it is.
I didn't like that one, but I thought most of the album was actually pretty good.
Yeah, for me, I was so excited to hear Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter because there was so much hype about it. But I was so disappointed when I heard the record. I'm like, this is like the worst Maiden record ever. Vocals were stripped down. Same thing with the Blaze Bayley stuff. It's just too stripped down. And a lot of the songs sound like Bruce's solo record, which came out, Tattoo Millionaire, came out right after that. So,
and I like that but now when
I like Tattoo Millionaire.
Like, it's a little on the poppy glam kind of side sounding. If you, maybe
it was cool because it was different. I was glad he didn't do Maiden again. It would make no sense. But when No Prayer came out, I was hyped up for it. I was really disappointed. Mother Russia was probably the only song I liked at the time. But going back and listening to it a couple more times, Tail Gunner's a really good song.
Yeah.
That's a real good
Yeah.
song. It got better with time. That album actually aged well. It's number 11 here, but it actually aged well because I would have thought that would have been way lower, but I think it got better as time went on.
It's not in Blaze. It's not in Blaze Bailey land, but
No.
No.
That virtual 11.
You know what? It was. I mean, they've always been huge, like worldwide, but I think in America that was definitely like they were on the down. Here,
I don't even think they had a stage show. I think it was pretty stripped down. I think it was the one tour that was really stripped down.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't even like Holy Smoke. I was like, it just sounded like sounded like Bruce's solo stuff. That's where I think it was going.
Yeah,
and I guess that's why he left. To do his own thing. Number 10, A Matter of Life and Death. What do you got, Damo?
I remember this one. A lot of people were pissed off because they played the entire record live, and the record is like over 70 minutes. So, you're going to get that. And you're going to get like 5 classic songs.
The balls on them.
Run to the hills, and that was it.
The balls on them. I love it. They got balls, though. They don't care.
Yeah, no, they don't give a shit. But
they're Iron freaking Maiden. They do what they want to do.
But look, you're going to get a good show. You're going to get a
great show.
So
yeah,
great show. They can do what they want.
They release a record and they're going to push it.
Yeah, man. But Mike, you got anything?
70 minutes.
I mean, it's
long,
a little long. It was kind of like, I mean, just go back to the previous one we did. It's kind of just there, really. It's not. I mean, at that point, it's like, okay, the new Maiden album came out. Like, yeah, I'm going to be cleaning around the house or whatever. I'll put it on or whatever. Check it out.
Right.
But it's not like, oh, dude, I got to put this on and listen to this track. No, it's just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, these last few albums they're a little tough. It's not, like I said, I'm going back. It's not that they're bad, and we're not crapping on Maiden. We love Maiden. We all love Maiden. But I don't know. It's just getting a little snory.
You got to remember too. Like most bands don't get better as they age. There's very few that really get better as they age, as new music they're putting out.
Right.
So you usually have like a little decrease in song production and kind of just
shit.
Right. But hey, at least they're putting out albums.
Yeah, well, which is
they're not
cool.
terrible. They're not terrible.
No,
but they're just.
They go back to a lot of the same tricks, which sometimes I love, and sometimes it's like again,
I also think I think a lot of this, like the bands that we grew up on, when they put out new albums, like they could put out Sgt. Pepper's. They could write a Sgt. Pepper type record, but I still think that we won't regard it like that because it's not what we grew up on.
Right, and nostalgia plays a part.
Yeah, I think nostalgia is huge on it. So it's you got to try to like cleanse your ears, your palate, and try to put yourself into that mindset, which it's hard,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You need a shot of limoncello or something like that to clear your palate.
I mean, maybe you would, if you would ask like a 20-year-old kid who got into them recently,
be different.
These records will probably be in his top 10. I mean, who knows? It's all what you're brought up on.
Absolutely. So let's go to number 9, Fear of the Dark. What do you got, Damo?
I like this record. I remember when it came out, they were trying to go back to like their early sound, like Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind kind of vibe. Be Quick or Be Dead is a killer track, man.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
agree.
It's got that big scream in the intro. I love that, man.
Yeah.
I love that song. Listen to that over and over. I mean, Fear of the Dark, the title track, is like a classic now. I mean, that was. I remember when the video came out on Headbangers Ball, but now it's like
huge.
A big part of the show. But From Here to Eternity, I liked. Afraid to Shoot Strangers was a cool tune. I like it. I like this record.
How about
you, Mike? Bad. I remember they were going to real quick. I remember they were going to tour in America. They want them canceling.
Really?
They were supposed to play the Spectrum like in July. Corrosion of Conformity was going to open up, but I think it just was like no interest in
it. Tanked,
they canceled the whole tour.
It tanked. And probably their worst album cover. I really didn't like that album cover. I don't know. Just
yeah. It's not really Eddie, I don't think, right?
I think it is. He's coming out of the grave kind of deal, but it's weird.
Oh, he's coming out of like a tree.
Oh, I'm thinking of fucking I'm thinking No Prayer for the Dying. Yeah, he's coming out of the tree. Yeah, it's Eddie, but it looks friggin' weird.
Yeah, he looks like a little demon or something, like not like
it's
his
weird.
skeletal self.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? I think
I'm sorry, Dave.
I'm sorry again.
It's all right.
I think they used a different artist on this album cover.
Yeah, you could tell.
It's not Derek Riggs, the original guy, but
yeah, you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell. Mike, what you got?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this when it came out. I'm not really too much of a fan of this album right now either. I mean, was this the one with Assassin on it?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that track. That was pretty cool. But really, not much actually struck me, really. I was just kind of, this is actually the album that made me kind of not listen to him anymore. Like, kind of like, all right, we're moving in a different direction here. Their next album, I'm probably not even going to pick it up.
You kind of fell off, yeah.
Well, this was the last album with Dickinson at that point.
That's right.
Yeah. Then when you find out Blaze Bailey's going to join, I didn't know who he was at the time. And I'm like, I think I'm going to discontinue my Iron Maiden. It's either
great name, though.
Comes back or Blaze Bailey's a great name.
Great name, man.
Yeah.
Fear of the Dark. I'm okay with it. I like some of it. Be Quick or Be Dead. Great. That was and Judas My God were like the first two songs I heard, and they were both real good. Wasting Love I thought was good. Kind of like their first really ballad, kind of ballad, I guess. I thought that was real good. And Fear of the Dark, it's almost like Kiss Rock and Roll All Night, where the record version's okay, the live version's great, and Fear of the Dark live, wow, it's
powerful. It's
a whole different story. So Fear of the Dark and the record's good. Live, it's unbelievable. With the crowd chanting and all that stuff. I mean, it's a little lower on the list, but it was an okay record. I think it had 3 or 4 really good songs, and the rest of the stuff was okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Let's move on to number 8, Brave New World.
Yeah, I thought this was a great, comeback record. And, they brought Bruce and Adrian Smith back.
Big thing with Adrian Smith.
Yeah, it was huge. When they came, both of them came back. It's like almost like a package deal because I think Adrian Smith was working with Bruce on his last solo record or something. But I mean, it's a solid album. I mean, Wicker Man, Blood Brothers is really good. Mercenary. I mean, it's solid comeback album. And it was they're back. They're back playing arenas again and everything. And
Mike, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear this until years later. So I mean, it was good. It was a good album. It was listening to it now after listening to everything in order was kind of like, man, thank God they got fucking Dickinson back because again, I'll say
he saved
Blaze
them,
Bailey
for sure.
Yeah. They wouldn't have had a third album, Blaze Bailey, I don't think.
For me, this is the record that should have came out after Seventh Son. It just reminds me so much of it. Great record. Bruce is back. Adrian's back. Fantastic record. Songs are all big. Blood Brothers, Ghost of the Navigator, another great song. Yeah, this was when I heard this record, I was like, oh shit, this is Maiden. So it's one of my favorites from them, Yeah. I really liked it a lot, but it reminded me so much of Seventh Son. The way it was done. And Bruce sounds fantastic on it. And Dave Murray and Adrian Street together. Oh, Adrian Street, that's a wrestler. Adrian Smith. Adrian Street is a wrestler.
Far off.
Yeah, way off. I think. But when Adrian came back with Dave Murray, they just got a certain sound together. It's really cool. And they kept your boy Yannick.
Yeah, I mean, he danced his ass off on this record.
He really did. He really did. He worked up a sweat. He worked up a sweat. Listen, that guy lays it on the table. He leaves it on the stage. Every part of sweat, he leaves there. You've been entertained. You know what I mean? You've been entertained. But
oh man.
Okay, guys. So this is where we start to get into the center of the Tootsie Roll, pretty much.
The classic stuff.
This is the classic shit right here. This is where it starts getting a little more exciting. Okay, number 7, Killers. What do you got, Damon?
Yeah, I mean it's now the rest of the albums are classics, but this is and I'm not really a big Paul Di'Anno fan.
Right.
A lot of people love him. He's definitely way different than Bruce. He's got more of a grittier, almost punky kind of vibe. But I always wish Bruce could do the vocals, which is probably like blasphemy, you know.
Yeah.
But
he's done some. He's redone some stuff, you know. Some stuff.
I mean, Eyes of March is one of the greatest, you know, album intros. You know, and then it goes right into Wrathchild. I mean,
great song.
Yeah, I mean, it's Purgatory. I mean, all these songs are standout tracks. You know, and great album cover. I mean, they always have killer album covers. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. What do you got, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a good, solid, I guess, second album. The first one I think I like a lot better, but you know, hey, I'm not going to, you know, shit on Paul Di'Anno. I mean, he had some really cool stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, last record with Di'Anno, really good record. Standout tracks: Wrathchild, Murders in the Rue Morgue, great song. That bass in Wrathchild is just friggin' awesome,
man.
Yeah,
awesome. And then even when you hear it now, when they play with the 3 guitar players, it's just great. It's really, really good. Killers is a great album cover. You know, classic Maiden. Definitely classic Maiden. Let's move on to number 6, Iron Maiden's debut release, Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I mean, another classic. I mean, I was listening to it this morning, and it's like, man, like, it was so influential, you know, with, you know, the whole new wave of British heavy metal. I mean, you can hear some of these songs, like, they really influenced like a lot of the thrash bands that were coming up, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like just like the guitar, like the picking, the rhythm and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Iron Maiden is like really, really, that's why it could be like a thrash song. It's really, you know, real fast.
Yeah,
like, Remember Tomorrow, Running Free, and Phantom of the Opera. I mean, all killer tunes.
Great songs, man. all really, really good songs.
Yeah.
Mike, what you got?
Yeah, man, I like this album a lot. I mean, I don't remember, believe it or not, I didn't listen to this album since, like, the first time I think I listened to it was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. So, yeah, man, this was really good. I like this album a lot. Much better than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, it's a great record. I mean, for me, you know, Paul Di'Anno might have really gotten their deal because punk was really big at the time, and I think they wanted them to go more punk, and they were kind of like a progressive metal band with like a metal punk vocalist. Yeah. And it worked. It absolutely worked with the sound tapes and, you know, all that stuff. I mean, they were definitely really, really good. Iron Maiden's on there, you know, Running Free. I mean, you got classics. You got a lot of classics on it. Remember Tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, it's a great album, and it's hard to put it higher than what we did because there's just so much good stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Their first 7 records are ridiculous. They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
They really are, man. So with that, let's move on to number 5, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Yeah, I mean, great album. I mean, a lot of the big choruses on this one, like, that really stick out. Like, Can I Play with Madness, Evil That Men Do, Seventh Son. I mean, you just have like these big, you know, big catchy choruses, which really, for some reason, really stood out on this record, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. I mean, it was a really, really good record, and it was a great live show.
Yeah.
Great live show. I remember Ace Frehley opening up for them, which was kind of weird, but it was cool. It was cool. Ace's guitar wouldn't light up. It was great.
Technical difficulties.
You know, I remember when Ace opened up, and you know, the line of Rock Soldier, you know, next time the devil wants to play, he's going to play without an ace in his deck. I was the only idiot that was like, an ace in his deck. You know, I'm like, I screamed like a fucking douchebag, but it was funny. It was definitely funny. Ace was great. Maiden Station was unbelievable. Mike, Seventh Son, what you got?
I love this album. This might be my top 2 album, but wow, this was the first album I owned by Iron Maiden. So
really?
Not the first I heard, but the first I owned.
Right.
So I'm a little partial to it, but the album cover was pretty badass. It was really done nice from beginning to end. The concept out, it was a concept album, so I guess maybe a lot of people didn't like that back at the time, but I don't know. To me, that kind of made it.
Yeah, great record, great tour, great record. Loosely based, I think half its concept. The album artwork was unbelievable. The inner sleeve looked great. I mean, Maiden always had great artwork. I remember Moonchild and Infinite Dreams. I remember singing the Infinite Dreams because there was like no breath. He just kept he just kept going on. I was like, oh my, I fell in love with that song just because Bruce, I mean, as a singer, Bruce just there was like no breath. He just, and it sounded still interesting. It was so good. Every song off that record's good. Every song off that record. I think the single, the first single, "Can I Play with Madness," was probably the worst song off the record.
I agree. Not that it was bad.
Still good. Still really good, but probably the worst song off the record. But it was still good. I mean, you had The Evil That Men Do, The Clairvoyant. I mean, such a Seventh Son. The song Seventh Son.
It goes out the same way it comes in. You know, it's like
with the 7 deadly sins. That part, unbelievable. Moonchild. What a great opening song.
Yeah.
What a great opening song.
I guess this was the album. Like, if you remember, like they were always tagged as like one of those satanic bands and stuff like that, but they really weren't. Like, they did more like stories and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
This might have been like the one where they were like, "Shit, we're going to go full," make people think we're really satanic now.
Right.
Because every song was almost about like that.
I mean, I don't even know the whole. I mean, I know it was loosely based on a book I think Steve Harris read called The Seventh Son, which I never read. But
me either.
So I don't know if that's with like reincarnation, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. It's a little confusing a little bit, but Seventh Son, fantastic record. Like I said, everything from here on out is going to be great. Okay, let's move on to number 4, Somewhere in Time.
This was like the start of I don't know, like Live After Death came out right before this, the live record, and that seemed like it was like I guess like the end of like an era, I guess, as far as like sound,
Right.
And then like this album was like totally different than anything they've done because they had like synthesizers and shit like that in there. Wasted Years. It might have been probably like it was a pretty big hit on MTV. I remember it was always it kind of fit like the whole MTV vibe. Like the big the catchy choruses and everything. Called Somewhere in Time. Another great song. Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. It was like
it's all good.
Pretty long song, but yeah, it was a really solid album.
Yeah, great record. Mike, what you got?
So this was the first album I heard from him. I love this album. And I remember going to the library doing some kind of school report, and they had albums in their vinyl. And I'm like going through, I was like, what do they got in here? I'm like, Iron Maiden. I was like, really? So I didn't know anything by them, like, because they really didn't play them too much on the radio. They didn't play them on MTV. So I was like, all right, let me check this out. So I got a few albums. I was like, wow. I was like, this is what these fucking parents are worried about. This is fucking great shit here. So I was like, yeah, I was hooked from that moment on. So this was my number 1 album, just I guess because of nostalgia,
Yeah, you picked us at 1. Yeah, I mean, Somewhere in Time, Wasted Years. I think it's the first time they used synth guitar, which was interesting. I mean, that little noodle riff that they do in the beginning of Wasted Years, it's like every guitar player loves. It's a cool little, little intro.
And it had a great cover to it too, man. All that futuristic stuff, and
that cover is probably my favorite album cover from Maiden, just because
so
all
much
the Easter
on.
eggs.
Yeah,
there's so many Easter eggs in there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is where the covers were great. This era right here, they did
unbelievable.
This one, Seventh Son had a great one. I'm not going to even Power Slave had it.
Power Slave.
Every single one. I mean, there's so much going on.
Yeah. I mean, you look at that album cover Somewhere in Time. You got song titles in there, mixed stuff that has to do with the band. There's all these little. You can look at that album cover and find something different every time you look at it.
Right.
And that's what a lot of stuff's missing now. The art, man. I bought my first Maiden record because of the artwork. That's what grabbed me, was the artwork.
Yeah.
They didn't look like a Bon Jovi band, or they used Eddie. They were smart. They didn't have to do that. They had a mascot, and the mascot worked and sold millions of records. And sold millions.
I got a mascot too.
Yeah. Here goes my dog again. Yeah, man. Somewhere in Time, great record. Stranger in a Strange Land, Caught Somewhere in Time. I mean, Alexander the Great. If school was like that, I would learn my ass off.
I know, right?
Dude, like, I remember it. I know the story now because of that song.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I remember you back in the day we bought Hit Parade or Metal Edge or whatever it was. But I remember in that magazine there was an article by a history teacher that says he would play that song for his class.
It works.
So he was like, I don't see what he's like. these are guys telling stories and stuff like that. He's like, they're not some kind of satanic band. He's
It's
like,
great,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I mean, at the age of 19, he became the Macedon King. It's like, it's like you're learning. I mean, shit, if school was like that, just, put some Maiden on, let them tell me the story. I'll listen to it all the time.
Iron Maiden High School.
Yeah, why not?
Iron Maiden High. Yeah.
Could you imagine Bruce Dickinson as a teacher, though? I mean, dude, he's intense looking, man, with those freaking eyes always wide open, just like
and the English,
that crazy.
The English got that humor, man.
The long hair in the back. Yeah. He's like a serial killer look to him, man. I'd be afraid of him if he was my teacher. I'd listen.
He'd probably call me a wanker and throw me out of the room. Goddamn wanker. But yeah, man. So Caught Somewhere in Time. I think we all love that record. Such a great record. Let's move on to number 3, Power Slave.
This is probably like my second favorite Maiden record. I remember when I was a kid, I was like maybe 7, 8 years old, and there was like these metalhead kids who used to play up my street. They used to play step ball, which you get like a tennis ball and you throw it up against your step.
Yeah.
And anyway, I was like the little pesty kid. And these guys were like, 13, 14, and they always used to wear like Maiden shirts and Priest shirts. But I couldn't really read.
Right.
I couldn't read Iron Maiden, but I just like the visual.
You knew the pictures.
Of it. So I would ask them, who is that? It's Iron Maiden, and I never even heard them. But I remember Owner of A Lonely Heart was out around
From
that
Yes?
time. From Yes. And for some reason, like that song, I associate Iron Maiden with that song. Yeah. I don't know. It was just the timing of it. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
It would have been Iron Maiden to me.
Yeah.
But it was right around this time, I remember. But a few years later, I'm getting the record, and I loved it. I mean, as far as like this record, like I think it has like the best 1-2 punch, Aces High and 2 Minutes to Midnight.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, I mean, it's for like, I'm not really into epic songs, but this is the best, longest track ever, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I mean, I could listen to that over and over. And I used to love the story while I was in school. It's like, yeah, you don't have to. You didn't have to go to school. Just listen to Iron Maiden record.
You can learn, man. You can learn. You can definitely learn. Mike,
and
what you got?
This was probably at the peak of their popularity in their first.
Oh, definitely. What do you got, Mike?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great album. I think there was like maybe one clunker on it, but everything else was great. I think Back in the Village was kind of like
yeah.
But everything else, freaking great.
Yeah, man. I mean, the album cover is amazing. Yeah. That and Somewhere in Time are probably the 2 best album covers for me. Mm-hmm. The album cover is so damn cool, and you would hear like the different stories like through the album covers where like I guess Eddie gets Eddie's pretty much with Number of the Beast. Eddie's kind of being the puppet or puppeteering the devil kind of deal, and the devil's puppeteering the people. And then that brings into like Peace of Mind where he's in the straitjacket and they get him like the lobotomy or whatever. Then they said after that, he kind of reincarnates in Egypt, and now he's in somewhere like it's almost like he's what was that fucking show? Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap. Fucking Quantum Leap. I think I ever watched it.
Oh, I loved it.
You remember?
I used to like that back in the day. Yeah.
Who was the actor? Anybody remember the actor?
Scott
Harry Dean and Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, we got a Quantum Leap reference. And Dame likes it. That's good stuff.
Love it. So watch it every week.
Oh, awesome. I might have to go back and check it out. I just know the name.
It's a little dated now, but
that's all right. Yeah. I love nostalgia. But yeah, man, Power Slave. The song Power Slave, one of the greatest songs. Greatest songs. Great record. Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Power Slave, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Back in the Village, The Duelist. Who cares? It's got all the other stuff on it.
Right.
It's so much good shit. I love that the album cover wasn't your normal looking black album cover, whatever. It had colors, and the colors, if you have it in your CD rack, it really sticks out.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get we just got some like new furniture stuff in the house, and I went on Amazon, and you know them wall paintings that come like 3 or 4 different pieces. I picked out an Iron Maiden one. My wife said, "Are you out of your fucking?" I'm like, "What's the difference? It's my house."
Right. It's art.
Yeah, it's art. You can't. Why would you hang that up in there? You look like whatever the frig. You know what I mean? I'm like, so what? I wanted to hang, and guess what? It might happen still. I still might. She ain't going to care. It'll take her 3 days to figure out it's even up. She don't even look. She don't look at nothing. She won't even notice. She don't even notice.
There was
like a month.
There was a funny meme I saw on Facebook a few months ago. It was like, I had a picture of Egypt, like, you know, the Sphinx and the pyramids behind it. And it was like, what my friends see. And then underneath it was that album cover. And it was like, what I see. The Iron Maiden Power Steve.
Definitely. I think that's why I love all the Egyptian art. Is probably because of that record.
Because of that, yeah.
You know? I even got like, I don't know if you can even see, but sort of like I got a King Tut on me, but it's got like kind of like half the skull face. Kind of like Iron Maiden, you know? Kind of Iron Maiden-ish, you know?
Yeah.
But the thing with the Power Slave record, probably it's not on this list because it's a live record. Probably their greatest record ever is Live After Death. That's the Maiden.
Oh yeah,
that's the mother of all Maiden records.
Yeah.
If somebody's getting into Iron Maiden, you just give them that. That is,
it's got everything on there.
It's the best. It's such
like,
a great thing.
Kiss Alive. It's like the metal version of that, you know.
Yep. And I remember the home video. I played the shit out of that home video, man.
Yeah. Long Beach.
Scream, Bobby Long Beach. Fucking unbelievable. Good stuff, man. So let's move on to number 2, Peace of Mind.
Yeah, I got this right after Number of the Beast. You know, for some reason, I just didn't pay attention. I just love Bruce Dickinson's voice. I didn't pay attention to like the Paul Di'Anno stuff until later I got into it. But man, I just remember the day I got this one. Obviously, much later than it came out. But I mean, another one. Every track is great. I mean, and the Trooper is like a metal classic. You know.
What do you got, Mike?
I like this album. I like this, you know, and I believe it because I think I like this better than their first one with Bruce, because this was the first one with Nico, if I remember, Nico McBrain.
Yeah.
And the drums were just so much more banging. I mean, it was just in your face.
Where Eagles Dare, it's like a killer drum track.
Yeah, this was a great album. I love this album.
Yeah, Peace of Mind. The first 5 songs knock you right on your ass. The first 5 songs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the order, but Where Eagles Dare, Flight of Icarus, Revelations, which is probably my top 2 Maiden songs. It's probably on. Die With Your Boots on, The Trooper. You know, and the other couple songs are pretty good, but the first
I like
5.
the other ones. Sun and Steel.
Sun and Steel.
Yeah,
which one has the
Fire.
backwards thing? Remember they were screwing around with everybody and put the backwards thing in there?
Is it
To Tame a Land or Sun and Steel? It's one of them, I think.
I think it's Still Life, I think.
Or Still Life. There you go. It's the other one.
Yeah.
But great record. And
Still Life it is. I just confirmed.
It is Still Life?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great record. It comes so close to being number 1. Matter of fact, we did a little survey today on Facebook, and pretty much it was Peace of Mind, Seventh Son, or Number of the Beast. They were the 3 top Maiden albums everybody picked.
Well, I think a lot of people got into them at this point. Peace of Mind. I think the Twisted Sister opened up for them on that tour, or was it?
I don't know.
Was it the Power Slave? It might have been Power Slave tour, but that's a lot of people like our age. That was like their first concert was that tour, or Power Slave tour. So
I didn't see them to Seventh Son live. That was the first time I seen them. I only seen them a couple times. Last time they came with Ghost, and I can't believe I didn't go because I love Ghost too. And but next time, if it ever happens, if they come again, I'm definitely, maybe all 3 of us will go.
Yeah, I saw them last summer, man. It was great.
They're great.
I've never seen them live.
Oh man, phenomenal
man.
Show.
And it was just always something came up, or it was just I just never, it was always one of those bands I wanted to see though.
They're fantastic live.
Yeah, well, maybe the 3 of us will go next time.
That would be cool.
Hopefully, if there is.
We could do a review.
Are we ever going to have concerts again?
3 jerk-offs fucking reviewing Iron Maiden. Like anybody cares. But with that being said, number 1, Number of the Beast. Damo.
It's the first Maiden album I got because when I was in like 8th or 9th grade, I used to draw like that was fucking weird. To draw pictures of like the devil and castles and I used to draw these really bad pictures of just like wars, like stick figures running around and giant devils. And my buddy was like, "That looks like what are you trying to do? Like the Number of the Beast album cover from Maiden's album cover." I was like, I never even saw it before.
What's going on, Dave?
Wait, hey, is this when your parents regretted calling you Damien?
Right.
Probably around that time, yeah.
When were you born, Dave? What year were you born?
77.
Was that when The Omen first came out? Was that the same year?
That came out after, I think 78. I think it came out.
Oh, your mother must have been shitting her pants.
No, I was. They named me after the priest from Exorcist.
Ah, fucking awesome!
Yeah.
My favorite movie.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm named after.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. That's almost as good. The other great thing I see when you do, the best picture ever of you is with Adam Ann holding you when you were a little baby.
Yeah.
You got to send me that picture. I'm going to put it up on the screen.
That's funny.
Dude, awesome. That is such an awesome picture.
Yeah, it was an in-store signing they sent me to. They took me.
Your parents must have been cool, dude.
yeah, they were. They're into all that shit.
That's awesome, dude.
But my buddy Mike Russin he told me about this, and I went right to the store and I got because I knew Iron Maiden from when I was the guys up my street, Blockhead and Mike and Freddie. They used to wear Iron Maiden shirts all the time. So now Mike Rustin says, "Oh, it looks like your album." Iron Maiden album cover, Number of the Beast. So I went to the store and I got it. And man, I just like fell in love with that. I would listen to that over and over. I really did like wear the tape out.
Yeah.
Every track. I mean, there's not, in my opinion, there's not one stinker. Invaders is probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's probably my least favorite. And I still like it.
Really? I love it. Yeah.
That's the one I was like, man, Invaders. I've been singing that all freaking week.
Yeah.
Invaders.
And Hallowed Be Thy Name is like such a great. Children of the Dam. I mean,
Children of the Dam, great song.
22 Acacia Avenue.
Love that song. Nothing like a good song about a whorehouse. Great song. Great song. What do you got, Mike?
Yeah, man, I like this album. I don't think I had it this high, but I mean, it was a great album, and it's hard when you get to this top 5 right here to actually say which album.
They're all.
You can put it all interchangeable, right? Yeah. Yep. Right. But yeah, this wouldn't have been one of my go-to albums. It was more like probably the next 3 or 4. Yeah.
For me, it was probably one of the first records I got when I was a kid. I remember my Aunt Lisa took me to I don't know if you're gonna remember this name. There was a store called, I think, Mel's, right near where the Texas Wieners was, right off of Broad Street.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was like an older guy. I think it was, or Nick something it was, I think. He began with a P, his last name. It was Nick something. And he had like a little record store. And I remember seeing the album cover, and I wondered it cost the album cover, And I must have been like, I don't even know. When did the record come out? The record came out in
82?
82, 83. I was like 10. But I was drawn to the album cover just because it looked so scary. It was like back in the days with the Ozzy stuff. If it scared me, I wanted to hear it. I was scared, but I wanted to hear it. You know? And then you hear that intro. Woe to you.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, shit.
You're like, mommy. Mommy.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I always like that kind of dark stuff. I remember the first tattoo I got a Grim Reaper on my arm right out, right before I got out of high school. And my dad looks at me, he just shakes his head and goes, "Why you get the Grim fucking Ripper on your arm?" Grim Ripper. Walking around with the Grim Ripper on your arm. I said, "What do you want me to get, Mom?" You know what I mean? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Now, when I get the tattoos now, he just goes like this. He just shakes his head.
Doesn't even phase him.
No, he knows I'm goofy. He don't care. He's accepted it. But yeah, man, Iron Maiden Number of the Beast ranks as number 1 on our podcast. And everybody from Facebook, thank you for for everybody that gave a little bit of the survey stuff. I know I kind of put it out late this week, and we still got some good feedback. And we're going to move on to the next part of the show. Okay, guys, this is the part of the show where we talk food and nonsense. So I want to start off, since we're talking about British. Dame, have you ever been to England before?
No.
No, you haven't?
I've been to the Excalibur in Las Vegas. That's the closest I've ever been.
It's the closest you got, huh? How about you, Mike?
No, never been to England, but I'm quarter English. So
yeah, you said your grandmother was English, right?
yeah, accent and everything.
That's
Really?
wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Dude, when you hear people talking that English, when you hear little kids talk, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like they're smart. It sounds smart.
Yeah.
Or smarmy or something, you know?
They sound like, they sound smart as shit when they talk. And they use the word proper. Everything's proper.
Mm-hmm.
Get a proper recording of this.
That's what makes Stewie Griffin so great. That English accent he's got.
Dude, the English accent's great. Definitely. I never been to England either. I never been to England.
It's on my bucket list for sure, though.
Yeah. A buddy of mine went to England with the Eagles. He did the Eagles trip.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to England with the Eagles. He said it was awesome. But he's been there before.
Was that last year? Yeah.
Yeah, last year or the year before, something like that. But he said it was cool. And I don't know if that was his first time there. I know he wrestled, so he wrestled out there. But that was his first time, I think, to actually go for like a vacation, And and he's a huge Eagles fan, so he went up there and hung out, partied a little bit, had a good old time. But he loved it. He said he'd definitely go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about the English stuff, some bizarre food-wise, some normal stuff, I don't know. So what we're going to do here is we're going to name some kind of English food, and have we ever had it? Would you try it, or would you not try it? Dame, you go first.
Yeah, I've had it a couple times. There's actually a British restaurant in Center City called the Victoria Free House. So I've been there before, and we went to me and Don went to Nashville last year. And for some reason, I suggested, why don't we go to a British restaurant? Because I was there before, like for work, and I like this place. So
it sounds expensive.
I've had it a couple times.
No, said,
dude, it's
free
not.
house. I thought it'd be expensive. They trick you.
No. Yeah, it sounds, but it's just like regular. I don't know. There's nothing fancy about it.
Any food in particular you want to go with first?
I remember I had bangers and mash, which is like sausage and mashed potatoes.
How was that?
It's good. It's good.
Did it taste different than ours?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember it, I remember I liked it. Yeah, I just read the menu and thank God they have a description next to what it is. 'Cause I don't know.
You're not going to be eating like goat balls.
Honestly, I was sold on the name. It's bangers and mash. It sounded like.
Well, that was that song from
from the movie.
Get him to the Greek.
Get him to the Greek. Bangers and mash. Yeah. Danny, you got the clap. Mike, have you ever had bangers and mash?
No, but I've actually tried it, but I don't know if it was it was my concoction of sausage and mashed potatoes, and I had no idea what bangers and mash was at the time. So I don't know if it's truly what it was, but half of what it was, maybe. I don't know. But I would try it. Yes.
I never had it. I would definitely try it. I mean, it's bangers and mash. Bang and mash. Sounds good to me. So we all say, yeah, we try it, or we have tried it. So let's move on to the next one. Mike, what kind of food you got from England?
I'm just going to start off with it. How about we have dessert right now with a little bit of spotted dick pudding?
Dame, have you ever had spotted dick?
Never.
I've never had it without the spots.
Welcome to Pornhub.
Yeah.
It's supposedly like this.
Tasty.
It's made with. It's called
Wait,
like
it's
a
a
suet.
real
and
thing?
It's like
Yeah.
oh yeah, man. I'm not making this shit up.
Wow. I got to look it up. Maybe I should.
So it's
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of that. Make sure you spell it right. You're going to get a lot of things coming up.
you have a bunch of old man
pudding.
cock in your face.
I see it. Yeah.
You might find Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Yeah, it's like a dessert over there. It's like
It's
some
like
kind
cake?
of pastry. Yeah, it's made with this like leftover animal fat. I think it's called like suet or something like that. And
Is that like in a can? Is it like cake in a can? Is that what it
might
is?
be? They might have it like that, but it's like got, like, berries.
It kind of looks like that. Yeah, it does. It does look like that. It looks like a blueberry muffin, but like somebody like took it out of like a can upside. That's what it kind of looks like upside down. Yeah.
Wow.
And then they put it on top of custard. So,
Okay, I see that. Yeah.
Well, listen, if anybody out there has spotted dick, let us know.
you might need to see a doctor. Shout out to
If I spot one, I'm ducking.
You're good.
Wow, that's real. Shoot, I don't even know what to say. I don't think I can top that.
Would you try it?
Fuck no. No.
Now.
I'll go for the old cupcake. I'm going to pass on that just so I can say I never ate it.
No, I never ate it. I don't think I would try it, but
we all turn it down. We all turn it down. Okay, I'm going to go with Scotch eggs. Dame, have you ever had Scotch eggs? No.
That's good.
Oh yeah. How about you, Mike? I'll get into it.
no, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's like it's a hard-boiled egg wrapped in sausage and like breaded and deep fried.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I only had it because I went to the Renaissance Fair with my my sister, my wife, my sister, and my brother-in-law, and he was like, "Oh, I was friggin' starving." He was like, "Oh, you got to try these Scotch eggs." He comes out, they look like two like overgrown eggs with like meat over it, and it's like cut in half. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm fucking starving. What am I going to do with these two things? I mean, it was a nice size, but what am I going to do with it? So I ate one. I was like, it's pretty damn good. I got through half of the next one. I was like, I had enough. It was good, but it was
Too
more
much.
than, it was too much.
Yeah.
But it was Scotch eggs. I'd do it again. How about you, Dame? Would you try it?
Yeah, why not? I'm down for anything.
Yeah,
I
except for spotted dick, you turned that down already.
Nah.
We're out on that one. Mike, would you try it?
Yeah, I definitely give that one a shot. Yeah.
Nice. Dame, you got any other wacky foods from England?
Well, I mean, everybody's had fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's then shepherd's pie,
Yeah, shepherd's pie's
Love
good.
shepherd's
like
pie.
a casserole. I don't know. That's all I can think of.
I found another good one there.
What do you got, Mike?
They call it toad in the hole.
Bangers and mash,
Yeah, bangers and-
spotted dick, and toad in the hole. It's really getting dirty.
Toad in the hole.
The description of this one is it's sausage in a tray of butter.
Oh, dude, it looks nasty.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good.
Oh.
It sounds really dirty. Sausage in a tray
No.
of butter.
Pudding.
I think toad in the hole.
It's pudding.
Pudding batter usually served with onion gravy and vegetables. You got to look at these
Yeah.
pictures.
Why the
It
frig
looks-
would you mix pudding in with? It's some weird shit.
How can you eat your pudding if you don't have your meat?
Toad in the hole. Thumbs down for me. I'm never trying that.
Nah. Great
Yeah.
name, but nah.
No good. How about this one's pretty nasty. Black pudding or blood pudding.
Ooh, no. I'm going to say no right off the bat. I know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but I probably go for it because of the name.
Oh, Dane. It's pig's blood,
It's
oatmeal, stuffed in some kind of casing. No
it's
way.
sausage casing. Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm out.
I guess they try it. No way. No, man.
That was quick. That was quick turnaround.
Yeah, I'm out.
I mean, just making it probably looks like blood in a condom. No.
Yeah, dude, you hear it and you think, oh, yeah, it's probably cool. No, it's not even a dessert.
right.
Weird. Yeah. I don't know. We give the blood pudding, black pudding. We give it a thumbs
Nah.
down. No way for none of us. How about there's something called haggis. Has anybody ever had haggis?
Sounds very familiar.
I don't think I'd try it. I know it. I think I know what it is. Haggis is the where it's like the stomach lining or something with meat packed inside of it.
It's like
something.
organs.
Okay. No.
Oh yeah.
Liver mixed with, and it's oatmeal. What's the deal with the oatmeal? Like oatmeal is going to make it better.
Who knows?
I mean,
Wait, you know what? It's illegal in the U.S.
Oh, really? How about that?
Wow.
God damn it.
Oh, dude, it's they put like the lungs in there.
Oh my God, fucking nasty.
Phlegm.
Oh no, man, no way.
Yeah, dude, pretty gross, right?
Dude, they're savages.
And we don't mean the macho man. Dig it. Yeah, we all give thumbs down on that, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
Thumbs down. Mike, you got anything?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've tried this one. Have you said Marmite?
What is it?
Marmite.
Marmite.
So what Marmite is? It's I don't know which one was first, but they had in Australia they had Vegemite.
Yeah.
Vegemite.
And in England they had Marmite, which was sort of the same. You know, it's what is it? It's the runoff of like rye or something like that. I forget. I think I could be wrong. It's yeast extract. That's what it is. But Marmite's like kind of like on
yeast extract,
the gooier side, where Vegemite's more of like a spread. It's kind of weird. I had them both, but I think I'd go with the Vegemite. But they're both good.
I tried Vegemite before. You had it. I didn't like it at all.
Never had
it. It's you got to try it. I mean, I'm going to probably order a bottle soon because every once in a while
keep it at home.
Willies for something. Nah, man, you're going to try. I'm going to send
I
you
want
one.
nothing to do with the Vegemite.
You got to do it right. You just stuck your finger in there. you can't do that. You're like, I'll try it this way. Nah, man. You got to put it on the toast with the butter. Try it like that. It's really good.
All right, Vegemite. Dan, would you try Vegemite?
Only because it's in that song, the
Men at Work song.
Men at Work.
I always thought a bite of my sandwich. I thought it was a bite of my sandwich.
The land down under.
Yeah, great song though. Great song. Very good song. So Mike had it. Mike liked it. I don't think I'd do it. And Dame might go for it.
Yeah.
We got a maybe.
Doesn't sound that bad.
We got a maybe. Here goes a nasty one for you.
It goes good with like a Guinness beer or something. You have that on toast with a Guinness beer next. It just I'm serious. It goes good together.
Now we're gonna move on to something even more nasty. Jellied eggs.
Nah.
You didn't even hear what it was. Come on, man. It's eels boiled and set in their own shells.
You eat too much eggs. You eat way too much eggs.
Blast you away. That's why the wife kicks me out of the room. You stank.
It looks nasty.
I've seen a picture. I've seen a picture. It's gross. Like, what the frig are they doing over there? I don't know, man. How about I don't know. I did have something that was kind of interesting. One of my buddies did one of those things where you order, I guess, like snacks and stuff around the countries, and each month they would send you like a different snack or candies or something like that. And he had something called Twiglets or something like that. They look like these little, I don't know, they're like bark between like a pretzel stick and bark, but they're small. And I tried that. They're not necessarily good, but I kept eating it. Like it was like
like a Slim Jim or something.
No, it tastes like, you know, when you make like a grilled cheese or cook something with cheese and it's got like the burnt cheese on the bottom when you pick it up.
Yeah.
It kind of tastes like that. It's actually
the best.
I guess it's pretty good. But they weren't bad. Out of all the shit I tried, he had, and I didn't try much, but out of the stuff I tried, that was pretty good. We'll have to order some Twiglets. I think Dame's gonna try a Twiglet. So I think you're good for the Twiglet, right, Dame? Burnt cheese.
Why not?
You know what, Bert? Maybe we should do one day. We'll just order a box and we all just come over. And
We got to get Dame over. Last time we all got together, it was a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at it. It doesn't look that bad.
No, it's
tried.
not bad.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad. It's got that, and you eat it and you go, this tastes familiar. And you go, I don't know if I like it or not, but it's like burnt cheese.
Let me keep trying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the burnt cheese on the bottom of the pan is the best freaking thing in the world.
It was like the burnt cheese. It was pretty cool. Like and subscribe. Hope you dig it. Send the word out. We're trying to build this thing up. We're going to see you guys next week. Mixtapes and tasty cakes. Take care, guys. Good night. I'll see you next time. Bye.
See you.